Dear you, someone has accused you, and I wish it were mere rumor. I've heard whispers of how your eyes are now as heavy as lead, gradually shutting down under the massive weight of sleep. They said your sight is now as blurry as a camera out of focus, that you easily snore and change gears so much your bed vibrates under its rhythm. But I hope this notice meets you well, awake and alert, going about your life's purpose, not in the dreamland where fallacies and fantasies abound. I hope this was crashed hard into your shell and become an alarm that haunts you in multiple thunders, putting asunder the duvet of weariness and clearing every haze of slumber. I can't deny seeing your Sunday shorts on Instagram the other day. The pink look, the say cheese pose, the peace sign, and the caption that reads, "Thank God I don't look like what I've been through." And actually that's true, except that you didn't mention that included you bagging a doctorate in snoring just a few weeks after becoming the master of sleep. I know. But how cheap is the sleeping pill that the social media must have sold you? Trends after trends, hashtags after hashtags, one careless challenge after another. A whole chunk of carnal contents that you allowed to daily deaden your consecration, opening the window wide for the sissy fly of ungodliness to bite sleeping sickness into your soul. Dios is real. Man must make money because money stops nonsense, right? Yet, the hustle bustle keeps singing you lullabies after lullabies. And the unspoken aim is to gradually shut your spiritual eyes. A little here, a little there, until your faith shuts down with it. And then you lose consciousness of what is right or wrong. And now, your vision. We don't know which one is clearer between your vision and that of a drunk man. You can barely differentiate between real men and moving trees. God's voice gets drowned in the ocean and the sea of your daily activities. And now, you sleep like that palm oil from my grandma's cupboard during Harmattan. Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten that a man could take a nap now and wake up in the next moment just to discover wheat tares has been sown in his wheat? Have you forgotten that the lizard has no entrance until there's a crack in the wall? Have you forgotten that when you sleep, when you are supposed to be manifesting, you are simply rehearsing death? Don't you know? I must say that you started sleeping on that day you agreed that some things are better than others. You began slumbering the moment you became liberal with God's counsel. And now, what have you to show for it? What? So I must tell you, Mr. Lazarus slept for good 96 hours. And so Jesus told his disciple, our friend Lazarus is asleep. We are going to wake him up. And it got to a point Jesus couldn't take it anymore. He had to call him out. Of course, not on Instagram or Twitter. Jesus simply wept and cried, said, Lazarus, come forth. And Lazarus dare not resist the voice of life. He dare not press that snooze button on Jesus. And that voice of life is there again. This is an alarm set by God long ago for you to wake up. And so that night at the Garden of Gethsemane, the disciples were just like you. They were so sleepy, their eyes were so heavy that they couldn't even open their eyes just to save their life. And then the master came and said, can't you just watch with me for an hour? And he said to them, pray that you may not enter into temptation. And what happened? They slept and slept, they hibernated, and what followed? They eventually shut down in diverse kinds of betrayal. You know, Sister, let me ask. Let me ask you. Is God that boring to you? Is God that boring to you so much that you're only awake only to the endless pursuit of money? Brother, let me ask. So the promise of yesteryears have tarried, and yet the only thing you can do is doze it off in idleness? Come on, please tell that person, wake up. Prophet to that person, wake up in Jesus' name. I know you must remember that warrior, that great and powerful warrior who killed 1,000 men with the jawbone of a donkey, who shook and broke chains as though they were cobwebs. Well, he only did so much until his edge desired Delilah's laps. That soft fleshy bed that cushions great men unto death. And what happened when he woke up? It was as good as dead. So I could go on and on all day and remind you of those two foolish mothers during Solomon's reign who were judged. One of them was such a sleepyhead that what? She slept on her baby to death. And the other one was equally worse, because she wasn't aware until her living baby was exchanged for dead. Don't you see how sleep robbed them of their great treasures? Oh. Slumber, sleep, doze, drowsy. For Jesus, it was different. They said to him, Master, Master, carest not thou if we perish? But I tell you, Jesus wasn't sleeping. He wasn't, and that's why he could wake up and say, peace, be still. Well, Jonah couldn't say the same on his way to Tarshish. He couldn't. And so here the call to arise and awake rings out again and again. And this alarm has been recurring and recurring. Don't you think it's time to wake up? And you have not forget and always remind yourself of that 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6 downwards. It says, for ye all are children of light and the children of day, and not of the night and of darkness. Therefore do not sleep as others do, but be awake and sober, because those who sleep, sleep at night, and they that get drunk at night. And so I bring it up to you again. This is an alarm set by God. Don't press that snooze button.